Hi everyone, welcome to Crypto Market, the educational channel about cryptocurrencies. In this video, I want to show you the wrapped Bitcoins. I will show you their main features and how they work. And at the end of the video, I will show you their pros and cons. I want to start by talking about the concept of wrapped token. Remember that each cryptocurrency has its own blockchain, and the vast majority are not compatible with each other. This means that I cannot move Bitcoins in the Solana network or Ethereum in the Litecoin network.
The wrapped tokens are a practice solution for interoperability and communication between blockchains.
In the description, I am going to leave you the link to a video where I explain the difference between tokens and cryptocurrencies in case someone suddenly is not clear about their differences. In 2019, the launch of Wrapped Bitcoin was first announced. This was an initiative between several community partners, between the digital asset company BitGo, Ren, and the decentralized exchange Kyber network. One of the main reasons for its creation was to provide liquidity to the ecosystem of decentralized finance. Wrapped Bitcoin was created using the ERC20 token standard on the Ethereum network. This token is backed one-to-one by Bitcoin, which means that a wrapped Bitcoin should always have the same price as a real Bitcoin. Let's look at how it works. There are two important concepts, the concept mint and the concept burn. These processes are very technical and complex. Let's look at them in a simple way. Minting refers to the process of creating new wrapped tokens. This process is carried out between a merchant and a custodian. The merchants can be, for example, exchanges or decentralized finance platforms that want to provide liquidity to the ecosystem. This entire process begins through a smart contract. If the merchant sends 500 real BTC to the custodian issues 500 wrapped BTC and delivers them to the merchant. The custodian is responsible for storing and freezing those 500 real Bitcoins in such a way that one-to-one parity is always maintained. And the concept of burning is the complete opposite. It is when the merchant exchanges his wrapped Bitcoins for original Bitcoins. In this process, custodian gives the 500 real Bitcoins to the merchant, and the 500 wrapped Bitcoins are burned. When burned, they are deducted from the trader's balance on the blockchain, and then the supply of wrapped Bitcoin is reduced. In a nutshell, those wrapped Bitcoins are removed. So everything is clear and price parity can be maintained. These smart contracts must be audited. Many companies have carried out audits on these smart contracts. One of the companies is called Chain Security. This company has carried out audits on several projects such as Maker and 1inch. Additionally, they have the proof of reserve to be able to verify where the original BTC are. This token is mainly available on the Ethereum network and the Tron network. Here you can see all the addresses. There are many addresses that have few BTC, and there are others that have many. Look, for example, this one, it only has 0.03 BTC. And this one does have a lot. This one has 5,300 BTC. You can copy this address and verify in the Explorer. And look, indeed here the 5,300 BTC appear. On the website, it appears that they have 158,187 Bitcoins as a reserve, and 158,168 wrapped Bitcoins in the Ethereum network. Here, you can verify the contract in the Explorer. And indeed, there are only those 158,168 tokens. And if I go to the Tron network, it appears that they only have 100 Bitcoins in reserve, and they are practically in a single wallet. And here, you can see that at this moment, there are only 99.89 wrapped Bitcoins. Here, the important thing is that these two values are always the same. Here, there are more or less 19 extra Bitcoins in reserve, no problem. The problem is if this value is higher, if more wrapped Bitcoins circulate than the Bitcoins in reserve, it would be a worrying fact. You can buy this token on the main centralized exchanges and in some decentralized exchanges. For example, in an exchange like Uniswap, you can buy wrapped Bitcoin with dollars using the Arbitrum, Polygon, and Optimism network with very low commissions. If we look objectively, buying this token on a centralized exchange does not have any sense, because this token is designed for decentralized finance. If you buy the token in one of the centralized exchanges, to be able to withdraw that token to a wallet, you will only be able to do it through the Ethereum network. At the time of making this video, I reviewed the main exchanges. And look, none of them have it available to withdraw the token through Layer 2 networks. So you would have to pay very high commissions. The important thing here is to define what you want to do with the wrapped Bitcoins. If you want to use platforms like Aave or SushiSwap to stake and generate some passive income, it is valid. But if you want to simply speculate on the price, you can do it perfectly from a centralized exchange by trading using the original BTC and taking advantage of the tools that these exchanges provide us. And if you want to accumulate BTC in the long term, it is best to buy the original BTC and store them in cold wallets. So in conclusion, the points in favor of wrapped BTC are: first, it offers liquidity to decentralized finance. And second, if you move them using Layer 2 networks, you can save a lot on commissions. And the points against the wrapped Bitcoin are: first, being in the decentralized ecosystem, you're exposed to hacks on the platforms. And second, if any imbalance or distrust is generated in the reserves, there is a risk that the wrapped Bitcoin will lose parity with the price of the original Bitcoin. And that is a very complex problem that we have already lived in the ecosystem. Well, my friends, this is all for this video. I hope you liked this analysis of this token. I tried to make the video in a practical and simple way. Personally, I am in favor of using the original Bitcoin and suddenly speculating with the price on centralized exchanges. The interesting thing about these analyses is to provide you with information so you can make decisions based on your investment profile. What do you think? Do you think it's a good option to use wrapped Bitcoins, or do you prefer the originals? Remember that these videos are educational and are not investment advice. Please invest carefully, and thanks so much for the support. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next videos.